Olivia Chen stood in the elegant restaurant lobby. Her 3-year-old daughter, Mia, balanced on her hip, wondering if she'd made a terrible mistake. Her college friends had convinced her to go on this blind date, insisting the man had specifically asked to meet her. Now, seeing their barely suppressed smirks from across the restaurant, she understood the truth. This was a joke, set up. The lonely single mom in the worn red dress trying to date above her station. "Mommy, I'm hungry," Mia said, clutching her stuffed bunny. "I know, sweetheart. We'll leave soon." "Excuse me? Are you Olivia?" Olivia turned to see a tall man in a navy suit, maybe in his late 30s, with dark hair and kind eyes. He looked expensive. Everything about him screamed wealth and success. "I'm Marcus Sterling. I believe we have a reservation." Olivia felt her face flush. "Look, I'm sorry. My babysitter canceled at the last minute, and I didn't have your number to let you know. This was a mistake. You should go enjoy your evening." Marcus glanced at Mia, then back at Olivia. "Is this your daughter?" "Yes. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned I have a child when they set this up, but they said you knew." Olivia stopped herself. Of course, they lied. That was the whole point. From across the restaurant, Olivia could see her former friends filming on their phones, waiting for the wealthy CEO to reject the struggling single mom with her kid. Marcus knelt down to Mia's level. "Hi there. What's your name?" "Mia," the little girl said shyly. "This is Mr. Bunny. Nice to meet you both." Marcus stood and met Olivia's eyes. "I have a table reserved. Would you and Mia like to join me for dinner? You don't have to do this out of pity." "It's not pity. I'm hungry, you're hungry, Mia's hungry. And honestly, I'd rather have dinner with honest people than eat alone while your so-called friends laugh at whatever cruel joke they set up." Olivia's eyes widened. "You know, I saw them filming, and I recognize a setup when I see one." Marcus offered his arm. "Shall we?" As they walked to the table, Olivia saw the confusion on her friends' faces. They'd expected Marcus to leave, not invite her to stay. Over dinner, Marcus was patient with Mia, who knocked over her water glass and dropped crayons and asked endless questions about why grown-ups drank wine. "I'm so sorry," Olivia said for the 10th time as Mia spilled crackers on the floor. "Stop apologizing. She's 3. This is what 3-year-olds do." Marcus handed Mia a napkin. "I actually find it refreshing. Most of my dinner companions are trying so hard to impress me, they barely eat. I should warn you, I'm not trying to impress you at all. This dress is from a thrift store. I work 2 jobs to make rent, and my life is a constant juggling act of childcare and bills. Why are you telling me this? Because I want you to know this isn't some act. I'm not here to trap a wealthy man or play games. My friends set this up as a joke because they think it's funny that I'm struggling. So if you're going to leave, just do it now before Mia gets attached." Marcus was quiet for a moment. "Olivia, I'm 39 years old. I built my company from nothing, and I'm worth about $3 billion. And in the past 10 years, I've been on approximately 50 dates with women who saw dollar signs instead of a person. Not one of them brought their child along. Not one of them admitted they were struggling. Not one of them was real with me. What are you saying?" "I'm saying your honesty is more valuable than any performance. And watching you with Mia, the way you're patient, even when she's difficult, the way you put her needs first, tells me more about your character than anything you could say." Across the restaurant, one of Olivia's friends approached with her phone, still recording. "So, Marcus, how does it feel to be on a pity date with someone so beneath your level?" she asked smugly. Marcus stood slowly, his expression as cold. "I'm going to say this once, and I want you to record it clearly. Olivia brought her daughter tonight because her babysitter canceled, and she was honest about her situation rather than lying. That takes courage. You and your friends set this up as a cruel joke because you're small people who feel better by making others feel worse." He continued. "I run a company worth billions. We hire thousands of people. Your names and faces are now flagged in our HR system. Not because you were cruel to Olivia though, that's despicable, but because anyone who finds humor in other struggles lacks the character and empathy we value. Woman's face went pale. Her friends were frantically trying to delete their videos. Marcus turned back to Olivia and Mia. Now, I believe we were in the middle of a lovely dinner. Mia was telling me about her bunny's adventures. Over the following months, Marcus and Olivia dated carefully. He never made her feel less than, never used his wealth as a weapon or gift. He helped arrange reliable childcare so Olivia could actually have evenings out. But he also embraced Mia as part of the package. So most men run when they find out I have a kid, Olivia told him one evening. Most men are idiots. Mia is part of who you are. The patience you've learned as a mother. The strength you've developed juggling everything. The unconditional love you show her, those qualities don't exist separately from being her mom. They exist because you're her mom. 6 months after that disastrous setup date, Marcus took Olivia and Mia to a park. Mia ran ahead to the playground while Marcus and Olivia sat on a bench. I need to tell you something, Marcus said. That night we met, I was ready to give up on dating. I decided that genuine connection wasn't possible for someone in my position. Then, you walked in with Mia, completely honest about your situation, not trying to hide the reality of your life. I was mortified. You were real. And watching you parent Mia, seeing how you prioritize her, even when it costs you, how you teach her kindness, even though you have every reason to be bitter, Olivia. You changed everything for me. Marcus pulled out a small box. I know this is fast. I know people will say we're rushing, but I'm not getting any younger, and I'm not wasting time when I've finally found something real. He opened the box, revealing a simple but elegant ring. Marry me. Let me be part of your family. Let me show Mia that not all men leave. Olivia's eyes filled with tears. Marcus, I come with so much baggage. A child, debt, no college degree. You come with everything I've been looking for. A partner who's honest. A woman who's strong. A mother who shows me what unconditional love looks like. He took her hand. Olivia Chen, will you marry me? Yes, yes, absolutely, yes. They called Mia over, who squealed with delight when Marcus asked if it was okay if he became her daddy. At their wedding, 6 months later, Marcus's toast addressed the unusual beginning. My wife and I met because cruel people tried to humiliate her. They set up a struggling single mom on a date with a billionaire, expecting me to reject her. What they didn't expect was that I'd finally found someone who saw me as Marcus, not as a bank account. Someone who brought her whole life to our first date, including her daughter, because she refused to hide who she was. Olivia, your honesty saved me from a lifetime of shallow connections. Thank you for being brave enough to be yourself. Years later, when Mia was a teenager, she asked about their first date. Mom's old friends were recording you, Mia said. Weren't you embarrassed? I was terrified, Olivia admitted. I thought your dad would leave the second he saw us, Marcus added. What your mother didn't know is that watching her handle that situation, being honest despite the embarrassment, putting you first despite the judgment, that's when I fell in love with her, because she brought me to a fancy restaurant, because she was real when everyone else in my life was fake, because she showed me that integrity matters more than appearances, and because she taught me that the best families aren't the ones that look perfect, they're the ones that show up honestly, even when it's hard. Sometimes the cruelest setups lead to the most beautiful outcomes. Sometimes bringing your child to a first date is exactly the right move. Sometimes the joke is on the people making jokes, and sometimes refusing to hide who you are is what attracts exactly the person you need. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about authenticity, dignity, and unexpected love. Leave a comment about choosing honesty over performance. Your stories inspire us all.